Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So today I want to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I want to give you 10 tips on how to relieve your anxiety, stress, and lower your cortisol levels. So this is a really important topic for me because, as I have expressed in previous videos, I myself have suffered from a few different things, from trauma, from abuse, from specifically NPD abuse, which if you don't know what that is narcissistic abuse. And that can create a level of PTSD in your body, which almost puts you into this perpetual state of fight or flight. It's called CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So it can manifest itself in various forms, specifically panic attacks, loss of sleep, constant anxious thoughts. If you feel like your heart is racing all the time, it can manifest in weight gain or inability to lose weight. These are just a few of the ways that it can affect your life. And I want to start trying to help you guys figure out your methods to alleviate your symptoms and to get yourself back to a solid, grounded baseline. So, as I mentioned in my video, kind of announcing this topic, it was supposed to be 20 tips, and it has turned into a list of 53 tips. So what I've decided to do is break it down into multiple videos so that I can give you guys little chunks to work on piece by piece. And then it's not so much information at once. Okay. Because if I give you too much, you may forget half of it. And what is the point? So let's dive into the topic. Tip number one that I want to give you today is supplements. So I wanted to start here on purpose because I feel like a lot of people don't realize that a lot of what happens throughout our body, all right, I can't think of the proper word, but a lot of what happens for us physically is a manifestation of what's going on internally for us, right? And if we're not getting the right supplements into our body, we can be deficient in different vitamins that can affect our cortisol levels and create, in turn, higher anxiety and stress. So the main supplements that I know I utilize for myself are ashwagandha, magnesium, and maca powder. There are many more supplements that you can add, and I actually looked up a list so that I can give you guys, but those are just the three that I personally like to add for myself. So the list that I see says ashwagandha, vitamin C, rhodiola rosea. I hope I said that right. I have no idea. Theanine, omega-3, adaptogen, bacopa, ginkgo biloba, fish oil, ginseng, and maca. So like I said, I already utilize ashwagandha and maca. One thing that I'm surprised is not on this list is magnesium. Look it up yourself. My primary care physician actually is the one that advised me to up my magnesium levels. He suggested 500 milligrams a day. And so that's what I do. And I have to say that it has definitely helped and calmed things down a bit. And the cool thing about ashwagandha and maca that I just want to point out is I like to put it into my beverages. So if I'm drinking coffee, which we're actually going to get to that in the next point, but if I'm drinking coffee, I may put those things in my coffee. Maca has a really cool, I don't know, it's got a really cool smell and flavor or aroma and flavor. It just adds a little something to your coffee. So if you're ever interested, take a try. I know they sell it at Trader Joe's and it will benefit you. Plus it also tastes really good. So you can either put that in your coffee, or what I've been doing these days is another supplement that I got. Look into your health food stores. They have different types of things, but I take Sakara metabolism powder. A friend of mine put me onto that. She actually gifted it to me, and I'm so grateful to her. And it helps with, like I said, relieving anxiety, and it has ashwagandha in it as well. I believe I should probably double check that. But I put extra ashwagandha into that as well as my maca powder, and it just creates a really lovely like morning beverage. Another thing that you guys can do, which I have to make a video about this stuff, but Skinny Fit greens, those also because I'm saying ashwagandha, you're going to repeat that phrase. Those also have ashwagandha in them. And I have found it to be very beneficial on multiple levels. So definitely check out what supplements you are taking or what supplements you're not taking that you maybe need to incorporate into your daily routine. Okay. Tip number 2. So like I said, I was kind of piggybacking off the first one. I said, if you're drinking coffee, you can add these things. But my tip number 2 is actually to minimize your caffeine. Really look into your day, see where you have caffeine coming in. And I'm not saying that caffeine is a bad thing or that you should completely eliminate it from your life. However, if you're having a day where you're feeling anxiety to the point of feeling palpitations or like nervousness in your body, I strongly recommend that you minimize or completely eliminate caffeine for the day. Okay. Again, it's not that you have to do it every day, but on the days that you notice yourself just a little bit off, lower your caffeine intake. Okay. Tip number 3. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is one that I think helps me the most, and that is box breathing. So if you don't know what box breathing is, it's super duper easy. Basically, you're just breathing in counts of 4. So you would breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't talk and do it, so just trust me. You breathe in for 4. You hold for 4. And you release for 4. And then you hold again for 4. Or if that feels like a challenge, you can swallow. So that helps you to not feel like you're going to go right into the breathe in. Okay. So you want to, again, breathe in for 4. Okay. So that is box breathing. It's going to help lower your heart rate. It's going to slow everything down. It's going to bring you back into the present moment and kind of get you out of your head, because that's another thing too. You're also focusing on what you're doing. So your mind can't run rampant with all of the other thoughts. Okay. It's one of the best. Tip number 4 is grounding. If you have not heard of grounding, it is an excellent tool to get you back into your body and balance everything. So the easiest way to do this is to get outside in nature, take your shoes off, and either use your bare feet and walk on grass or on dirt. Either one will be very beneficial in grounding you. Okay, so you do that, you take a few steps, you walk around, to do your box breathing while you're grounding. Okay, it helps get you back in touch with nature, helps root you so that you feel sturdy and strong. Other ways that you can ground yourself are by taking a shower. You can ground yourself with water. Another thing that I like to do, which we're going to get to this topic later on, is meditating. When I meditate, I like to make sure that I am sitting not in a chair, but rather on the floor, really making sure that my hips, everything is planted firmly into the ground. I'm not sitting on a pillow or anything like that usually. And I try to just really feel the ground under me, under my hips, under, my sacral area. Just really be aware of the ground. And then I meditate. So that's another excellent method of grounding. If you guys have any additional tips for grounding or any of these, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear, what helps you. And I'm sure other people could benefit. Tip number 5. This is another one of my absolute favorites that I have noticed to be supremely beneficial for myself. And that is sleep meditations. Just go on YouTube and type in sleep meditations for anxiety or for whatever it is that you're dealing with. I've used these for a few different things. And I've found really incredible ones that have helped me to really wake up feeling energized and calm and focused. One of my favorite searches to do for sleep meditation is I am safe meditations. So I'll actually post the one that I like. But yeah, I am safe sleep meditations really help long-term. It's not just a quick fix. It's something that you're going to do every night for at least a few nights. If you can do it for 21 days, great, but you might not be able to do it every night. I don't want you to think that if you don't do it every night, it's not going to work. It absolutely still can. Do it as often as you can, whenever you can, and you're going to see the benefits. I promise you. What else? Oh no, I think there's more than 10. We might do 11 in this video, and that's okay. Okay. Tip number 6 is ice bath, cold shower, or cryotherapy. So I have done 2 out of these 3, and I can definitely attest that they really work. They shock your system. They actually have many benefits beyond lowering your cortisol and stress relief, but a lot of health benefits. Look into it. Look into the benefits of cryotherapy. So ice bath would basically be kind of pretty self-explanatory, where you take a bath in ice water. And the goal is to at least submerge yourself for 3 minutes. So that's the goal. Whether you're doing ice bath, cold shower, or cryo, your goal is 3 minutes. If you can't start at 3 minutes, that's okay. Start with what you can. Little by little, you get there. I don't want you to ever feel like if you can't do any of these things full throttle, that they're not going to work. Of course not. You're building habits. Actually, that reminds me, definitely check out the book Atomic Habits. It's one of my favorite books. And yeah, they talk about how you stack your little progress every day, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and grows. So don't beat yourself up if you can't do 3 minutes right off the bat. It is not easy. It is not fun. So I do occasionally cryotherapy. I'm very lucky that I actually have a place near me that does it for a very inexpensive monthly rate. And again, it's just so beneficial for my emotional, psychological, physical, all the well-beings. So, yeah, look into your area and see if you can find any place that offers it. And if you can't do that, so cryotherapy, what is the difference? So ice bath is a bath in ice water. Cryotherapy, you're actually going into basically a freezer. You're going inside a freezer chamber, and you're inside there for, like I said, anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is the max that you can do. I forget the exact temperature that it is, but it is darn cold. And I know that when I do it, I try to make sure that I have some type of music or inspiration in my AirPods so that I can move along and not think so much about it. Sometimes I'll dance in there. Sometimes I'll do squats or whatever, some type of a workout, just to keep my mind from what's actually happening. And I think that also helps to alleviate your anxiety and stress because you can't focus on your worries. Cold shower. So that one, again, pretty self-explanatory. What I do sometimes, if I can't make it to cryotherapy or if I can't afford it, I will just put a timer outside the shower. And as soon as I turn the water on, I jump right in, leave it on the lowest setting. And 3 minutes, I just take a cold shower. So it actually has many benefits beyond helping to lower your anxiety, cortisol, and stress. It also, I find, helps me with time management because, you know, I'm the queen of taking hot showers. I love them, like to the point where it feels like your skin is burning off and you're in there forever. But when I'm taking a cold shower, I kind of just want to get it over with. And I don't want to just stand there. So I feel like, well, I might as well do the cleaning while I'm in here. And I've gotten very good at taking a 3-minute shower. So many benefits involved in that one. Tip number 7, another great one, exercise and move. So anxiety is often caused by trapped, stored emotions in our body that are looking for an escape route. So I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I'm hit with something that gives me anxiety or stresses me out, I almost get paralyzed, but not in the sense of paralyzed that I can't move. It's paralyzed in the sense that I can't stop moving. So I tend to pace. Like I will pace my entire apartment and just like figuring out what I'm doing, but I realize that I don't stop moving. I keep moving. And I think it's because my body recognizes like, I have to release this. I have to release this. But how much more effective and how much faster could you release it if you actually channeled it into a conscious workout? So you could do things like run. Running is fantastic for releasing anxiety, stress, and cortisol. I actually did this during a really painful breakup many years ago. I began running and I fell in love with it and it was incredible. So my body changed, my mind changed, everything just opened up. It was great. Running is excellent. Dancing is another fantastic way because you're letting your body go and move, and it feels good. Okay. So dancing is an excellent one because you're not thinking that you're killing yourself working out. You're just feeling good. Spin is a great one. So if you're into cycling, spin is excellent. And one of my favorite ones, which you may not think about when I'm talking about moving and getting your body going, but if you can do it, if you can, because I'll admit that if I'm too stressed out, I cannot do it. I have to like wind myself down a little bit and then go into it. But yoga is phenomenal for centering yourself and getting yourself back into your body, into your awareness, into the present moment. It is amazing. Now, an alternative that you can do if you're not in that space of being able to quiet your mind and enjoy yoga, then try aerial yoga. Aerial yoga is more athletic, but also still very centering. And there's different types, there's different styles of classes. But I mean, I really enjoy it. And I think that that's something that you guys probably would too. Look into it. Okay. Tip number 8, essential oils. So I have to flip my little notes. Tip number 8 is essential oils. Essential oils have extreme healing benefits. Look into them because I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible. But my favorite ones for centering myself and kind of pulling me out of that fight or flight anxious state when I'm feeling, a panic attack or whatever's going on. I do enjoy lavender, but in those moments of panic attacks, I feel like that's not my go-to. My go-to is actually peppermint or sweet orange. Now there's many other ones that you can use. I'm looking at a list really quick that I did pull up. So this search says that lavender, ylang ylang, clary sage, bergamot orange, Roman chamomile, peppermint, rosemary, German chamomile, lemon, vetiver, frankincense, sweet orange, just to name a few. There's actually like a ton more that are beneficial. But again, my go-tos are peppermint and sweet orange when I am going through a panic attack. And what I like to do is either combine it with the shower and like water cleansing over me also helps to like calm me down. So I'll either put it in like a few drops in the shower, or I'll just put some in my hands and you can even do your box breathing with it, which is a great idea. So you can put it in, and the peppermint is my favorite because I feel like it really gives that cold. So it kind of gives that extra benefit of like the cold shower and the ice bath because it gives that cold sensation and it kind of jolts your system for a second. And it really helps to pull you out of whatever it is that you're in the moment of thinking and feeling. Give them a shot. Let me know in the comments again, what is your favorite essential oil to pull you out of anxiety? Tip number 9. So we already talked about sleep meditation, but tip number 9 is traditional meditation. Now, what if you don't know how to meditate? That is a really common question. And if you are not exactly sure how to meditate, I don't want you to feel bad about yourself because, again, this is a common question. If you haven't done it often, if it's not a practice that you currently incorporate into your days, you might not know. And I want to, again, alleviate you by reminding you that there are no hard and fast rules. You find what works for you. For me, there are days where I am able to just sit in silence. And again, I don't want you to think, well, okay, I have to meditate for an hour. I don't have time for this, or even 10 minutes. No, start small. Start with 2 minutes. Put a 2-minute timer on, put a 5-minute timer on, whatever you can stomach at first. And again, you start small and you grow the habit. But if you make it this big, ugly monster from the beginning, you're going to get turned off from it and you're not going to do it. That's why I recommend starting small, even 1 minute. Try 1 minute every morning and every night, and then you can slowly transition it into whatever works for you. But basically set your timer. I like to light a good candle. I'm actually really loving this one that I got from Home Goods, I think. It's North Muse, and it's a fluorite crystal candle. It's really cool. I don't know. I really enjoy the smell. And it claims to have healing benefits and to absorb energies and cleanse them and to help you ground. So obviously, like, this is great for stress and anxiety. So I like to light a candle. There are days that I like to put some type of music on. I may go on Pandora and put like a Reiki healing station, or I might go on YouTube and put like a 432 hertz energy clearing music of some type, like do your research, see what works for you. Or there are days where I actually don't want to listen to anything, where I just want the sounds that are around me so that I can really ground and become present and aware of my surroundings. So I'll set a timer, close my eyes. I always say a prayer beforehand, which we're actually going to get to that in one of my other points, but I always say a prayer ahead of time and say, dear God, guardian angels, heavenly guides, talk to me, tell me what I need to hear, light my path, show me the way, show me what I need to know today. And that really helps. And you'd be surprised how many times, like I like to keep a pen and paper near me when I'm meditating, because a lot of times ideas will come. And at least if I have it there, I can write it down really quick, or even on your phone, like I'll write it on my phone really quick, just so that I remember what I was guided to do for later. So that's one option of doing your meditation. Another thing that you can do is box breathing. So again, set your timer, light your candle, do all those things. But instead of worrying about what comes in, just focus on calming your mind and slowing down your breath. Do your box breathing. Another option, if neither one of those feels good for you right now, a great place to start might be doing a guided meditation. And again, you can find tons of those on YouTube, but you can also find some on there are meditation apps. So you can look up and see whatever works for you. Okay, so guided meditation might be easy. I know the Honest Guys used to be great at those. I'm sure they're still around. Tip number 10 is, again, another really great one. This kind of goes along with the box breathing. This one is slow down and get in touch with all of your senses. So I actually kind of do a little bit of this practice with my daughter when we're taking walks outside in nature, which is a tip coming in the future. But when we take our walks in nature, I'll ask her, like, baby, what do you hear? And she'll tell me all the things that she hears. Be it a car, a bird, a this, or that, Janet, our dog, panting really heavy, the wheels on the stroller, whatever she hears. Baby, what do you see? And she'll tell me all the things that she sees. Baby, what do you smell? And she'll tell me whatever she smells. And so I want you to think of this, right? So when I say slow down and get in touch with all your senses, let's say that you're at a meeting, right? You're at a work meeting, and all of a sudden you start feeling really anxious about something for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be a meeting. Let's say you're on a meeting, you're on a date, you're, I don't know, dealing with something that is uncomfortable for you. Maybe you're on a Zoom or a webinar, I don't know, wherever you are. And you all of a sudden get hit with a little bit of anxiety. Slow down your breathing intentionally. You've got to be intentional about this. Slow down your breathing. And what I like to do is take my fingers and run them, like you can't really see, but like run them on my pants or my skirt, whatever I'm wearing, right? Run them on the chair, touch the tablecloth, touch anything that I can get aware of. Another thing that you can do is even just rub your own fingertips and become very aware of your own fingerprints. Okay. That's a tip that I took from Alexis. If you guys don't follow her, she's amazing. I highly recommend it. But yeah, I like to start with touch because that brings me into the present moment. That brings me where I am. And then I might follow suit with, okay, what do I smell? Maybe there's a specific candle. Maybe there's some type of food, maybe someone's perfume or cologne. Think about that. Then I might think about, okay, what colors am I seeing? And I'll look for like bright, vivid colors and be very mindful of that and aware. And of course, then you follow with hearing. And what do I hear? So really getting in touch with your senses and intentionally slowing down is going to really help you to calm your anxiety and to focus on the present moment. Let's say you're walking, slow down your walking. It's that simple. Just slow down your pace. Okay. So that was tip number 10. Like I said, I miscounted when I wrote down how many I was going to do today. So I'm going to give you an extra one. You're welcome. And your bonus one is my number one favorite tip of how to calm your anxiety and your stress and lower your cortisol levels. And this one might not be for everybody, but it's definitely for me. And as always, if it doesn't resonate for you, find a way to make it resonate for you. All right. alter the words, alter the meanings of it. But basically what it is prayer. The power of prayer is incredible. Okay. God does not want you to feel anxious and fearful and worried in this life. God wants us to trust. God wants us to trust him. And again, if the use of the word God bothers you for whatever reason, in your mind, alter it to universe, source, Buddha, Allah, whatever resonates for you. But for me, it's God. And I respect you, and I appreciate you respecting me in return and not changing the channel just because I say a word that maybe you don't like. But find a way to make it resonate. So again, prayer. God does not want us to be fearful. God wants us to feel trust in him, to have faith, to believe that we are supported and taken care of. And so prayer is definitely my number one tool for finding peace and serenity and calming my heart and my mind. And sometimes I have to just have a pep talk with myself and say, girl, like, do you trust God? And it's funny because I actually say that to my daughter all the time, which, God is our greatest parent. So isn't it funny that, yes, the same things that we use as parenting tools, God uses with us. And so like oftentimes I'll ask my daughter, do you trust me? I promise you, do you trust me? And she'll say, yes. I'm like, okay, so then you have nothing to worry about. And God is the same way. Do you trust him? Yeah. Okay. So you have nothing to worry about, because here's the thing. And I want to remind you of this. Whatever it is that has you anxious, stressed out, or in fight or flight, I promise you that no matter how it works out, whether you perceive it to be good or bad, God has a plan. God has a way that he can make it work out for your favor and in your best interest. You just have to trust him. You just have to have faith and believe that, okay, whatever the outcome is of this situation, it is for my greatest good. And I might not see it today, and I might not see it tomorrow, but in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, I'm going to be like, wow, God, you knew what you were doing. And now I understand, and I am grateful. Thank you for always having my back. So those are my 11 tips to start you guys off on how to relieve your anxiety, your stress, and to lower your cortisol levels. And again, I don't want you to think that the work stops there. Now let me see how many. I have 42 more tips for you coming up. So don't worry, stay tuned. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss the follow-up videos. Make sure that you hit the bell for notifications, and please share, like, comment. I love hearing from you guys. And if there are any tips that you have, maybe you've got something that I didn't think of, because trust me, I didn't think I would come up with 53 tips. So I'm sure there's way more out there. Please send them my way so that together we can help other people and help the collective find calm, peace, and enjoy their life. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. I am sending you so much peace, calm, and strength. And I am asking you to stay limitless. Love you guys. Bye.